SC is hearing a series of petitions related to the minority status of Aligarh Muslim University. A 7-judge bench of the Supreme Court started hearing the matter pertaining to Aligarh Muslim University, minority character. The legal dispute over Aligarh Muslim University, the minority status, dates back to 1967, when the Supreme Court, in 𝐼𝐨𝐫 and another versus Union of India, led by then Chief Justice of India, K.N. Vanchu, was reviewing changes made in 1951 and 1965 to the AMU Act of 1920. These amendments affected how the university was run. The 1920 Act said that the Governor-General of India would be the head of the university, but in 1951, they changed it to replace Lord Rector with Visitor, and this Visitor would be the President of India. Further, a provision that said only Muslims could be part of the university court was removed, allowing non-Muslims to join. Additionally, the amendments reduced the authority of the university court and increased the powers of the Executive Council of AMU. As a result, the court essentially became a body appointed by the Visitor. These alterations in the AMU structure faced a legal challenge in the Supreme Court. The petitioners argued primarily on the grounds that Muslims established AMU and, therefore, had the right to manage it. It was while considering the challenge to these amendments that the top court held on October 20, 1967, that AMU was neither established nor administered by the Muslim minority. About Aligarh Muslim University. AMU origins can be traced back to the Mohammedan Anglo-Oriental (MOO) College, established by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan in 1875 to help Muslims overcome educational backwardness and prepare for government services. In 1920, the institution was conferred university status, and all assets of MOA College were transferred to it. The India of the 19th century was characterized by a tectonic shift in the religious and social structure of the country, as reformers like Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Dayanand Saraswati, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, and others endeavored to overhaul the extant unjust systems. Among Hindus, this led to the Hindu Renaissance, and among Muslims, this produced the Aligarh movement, which sought to reform the Muslim community and bring about changes in the educational, social, and political aspects of their lives. After the British decided to reduce the usage of Persian in the functions of the state, Sir Syed felt that the salvation of the Muslims lay in the adoption of English and Western education. Sir Syed himself was a product of Mughal aristocracy, but his time in British service had made him cognizant of the importance of looking beyond traditional Islamic education. He began his quest by founding schools at Muradabad 1858, at Gazipur 1863. A scientific society was established in 1864 to translate Western knowledge into local languages and to instill a scientific temper among the people. Sir Syed also established the Muhammadan Civil Service Fund Association to sponsor travel of Muslims to London to take the ICS exam. He dreamed of creating an educational institution along the lines of Oxford and Cambridge universities. Hence, despite the various obstacles, Sir Syed finally succeeded in establishing MAO College in 1877. About minority character of an educational institution. Article 31 of the Constitution empowers all religious and linguistic minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. This provision reinforces the Union government's commitment to foster growth and development of minority communities by guaranteeing that it will not discriminate in giving aid on the basis of there being minority institutions. Arguments put by the government. The AMU was not and cannot be a university of any particular religion or religious denomination. It said a university declared as an institution of national importance cannot be a minority institution. Legal dispute over Aligarh Muslim University. In 1981, the SC ruling triggered nationwide protests from Muslims. In response, political authorities yielded in 1981 and introduced an amendment to the AMU Act, explicitly affirming its minority status. The amendment introduced Section 2L and subsection 5(2)(c). which stated that the university was an educational institution of their choice established by the Muslims of India and subsequently incorporated as the Aligarh Muslim University in 2005, or the AMU implemented a reservation policy reserving 50% of seats in postgraduate medical courses for Muslim candidates. This was challenged in the Allahabad High Court, which in the same year overturned the reservation and nullified the 1981 Act. Or the court reasoned that the AMU could not maintain an exclusive reservation because, according to the Supreme Court's verdict in the 𝐼𝐨𝐫 case, it did not qualify as a minority institution. Or subsequently, in 2006, a set of 8 petitions, including one from the Union government, contested the High Court's decision before the Supreme Court. In 2016, the government informed the SC that it was withdrawing the appeal filed by the government, saying, as the executive government at the centre, we can't be seen as setting up a minority institution in a secular state. In 2019, on February 12, 2019, a 3-judge bench presided by the then CJI Ranjan Gogoi referred the matter to a 7-judge bench. In 2024, now the 7-judge bench, comprising Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, has started hearing the case. The SC is considering a reference on questions about the indices for treating an educational institution as a minority educational institution, being established by a person's belonging to a religious or linguistic minority, or it's being administered by a person's belonging to a religious or linguistic minority, is one of the reasons an institution could be considered a minority educational institution before the Constitution bench.